Break Your Heart by Maggie Horne. This one's kind of a mixed bag. I gave this like 3 stars, but it's like a 3.0, I'm gonna be honest. This is a YA. I am too old for this book. It was... I think teenagers will get more out of this than me, maybe. But I did like parts of it. And then I found a couple of things annoying, honestly. But this is a YA novel about a teenage girl, senior in high school, named Alana. She has recently come out as a lesbian, and her best friend is her ex-boyfriend, Gray, who they have been best friends since birth. Their mothers are friends. They are conjoined at the hip. They call each other soulmates. They are still incredibly close. They do everything together, even though they broke up. But then they both fall for the new girl, Tal. Alana is very annoyingly self-deprecating and insecure. She doesn't tell Gray that she likes Tal. She sees that Gray likes Tal, and she's like, oh no, of course she's gonna like him because he's perfect, and I'm terrible, and I'm just me. And she's very much a people pleaser. She does not think about herself. She just wants everyone else to be happy. She has like a pretty bad friend group aside from Gray, and her friends are really only friends with her because she's friends with Gray, who's like the perfect popular boy that all the girls like. She's kind of the sort of outcast of the friend group. So she doesn't like to rock the boat. She is not self-centered in any way whatsoever, to a fault. So she and Gray devise a plan to get Tal to like Gray and to hang out with them and to fall in love with him. But Tal isn't even interested in him. She's clearly interested in Alana. She's queer as well. And at first, Alana is like, oh no, I know she only wants to hang out with me, and she never even talks about Gray and doesn't want to hang out with him and doesn't even really seem to like him that much. But of course she likes him more than me. Even though Tal's literally flirting with her, obviously, very obviously this whole time. So anyway, eventually Tal and Alana start this sort of secret relationship where Tal is hiding it from the school because she sort of got outed, and everyone knows she's gay, but like she doesn't want to like be the gay kid. So she's not in the closet, but she's reserved. She doesn't want all of these sort of terrible friends gossiping about her and knowing everything about her life. And she really mostly doesn't want to upset Gray because he still likes Tal, so they form a secret relationship, which obviously blows up and causes drama, and secrecy is bad amongst friends and also lovers. So obviously there's a melodrama surrounding all of that. You can picture how the book goes. So I found this main character annoying in her low self-esteem, but that's the point. It's obviously a journey of her discovering herself and learning to put herself first and to be more confident and to find people who respect her for her and not who she hangs out with. So I mean, that's fine. An insecure teenager might resonate with this story. But if you're an adult who has any semblance of self-confidence, it's like, girl, just get your shit together. It's not that hard, just communicate. So I didn't like love that, but that was the point of the book. That was the story the author was trying to tell, and I am just not the particular audience for it, so I won't knock the book on that. I will knock the book on my favorite trope that's in every YA novel that I love so much, that I talk about all the time, about how much I love it. There is an excessive amount of underage drinking in this. This book was ridiculous with the amount of alcohol consumption. These kids go to a party every weekend. Every weekend. Every single weekend. They say there's nothing else to do, but like, what are your parents doing that you guys have the house to yourself every weekend? What? And then, like, the parents don't even care. Like, all the parents know, none of them care that all of their kids are going out drinking. And this is like a very tight-knit community. They all live in one neighborhood, and they've all known each other since birth, and all the parents know each other, and just no one cares that all of their children are drinking every weekend, which is ridiculous. And even Alana says that they started drinking in middle school, which is like fucked up. Like, that's like sad and not okay. To imagine like a 12-year-old drinking on a regular basis, that's fucked up. And the book does not ever address this. This is not like a peer pressure, learn how to say no situation. It is just very normal for all of these kids to be drinking all of the time. And they all joke that, oh, I'm such a lightweight, I need to get better at drinking for college. And they're all just like, yeah, you should. It's like, nope, these are terrible friends. But even her good friend Gray says shit like that, and it's not. There is just so much drinking, and it's just treated so normally. No one gets in trouble. There's no accidents. No one gets hurt. There's no health scares. There's no like fights that break out or any problems at these parties. Just fine. Just everyone, all of these children just get drunk every weekend. And even not on the weekend, they just hang out and drink all of the time. Like, that's just normal. Like, kids do that. They don't, by the way. Statistically, this is just absolutely ridiculous. I've talked about this before. I can't talk about this again. I can only talk about this so many times, so I end up having to talk about this so much because every fucking YA book has underage drinking in it. Kids don't drink this much. They just don't. It's not statistically realistic in any capacity whatsoever. This was over the top. You normally, every YA book has like at least like maybe one or two party scenes. This happens all the time. And again, they like just casually drink during just like hangouts. You know, they've all got alcohol stashed in their rooms, and they just drink just any time for no reason. And they pregame. They talk about pre-gaming. I have never heard a teenager talk about pre-gaming for a high school party. That's not something that happens. They do that repeatedly. No, that is not realistic. It is over the top in a bad way. Like, this really normalizes drinking culture, and especially for children, which is abhorrent and just fucking weird. And it's not like a plot point. Like, it doesn't matter. Again, this isn't a book about the cycles of drinking and how, you know, poverty causes kids to drink and puts children in these bad situations, and, you know, peer pressure is bad. It's not about that. It's about getting all of the characters in one place. It's a convenient, lazy writing technique. That's what it is. It is a plot device for all of these characters to be together in one place that is not school. So parties, the reason why you see parties so often in books and in movies is because it is very easy to write. You can have all of the characters together, and they don't have any other obligations. It's not school where we're on a time limit. We have to think about who's in what class where. We can have all the characters together, but they don't all have to be all together all the time. You know, someone can go to another room, and so you can pick and choose what characters you have when. And it's easy for someone to walk in, and it's easy to introduce new characters because they're at this party. And it's easy to create drama because people are drunk and, you know, not thinking clearly, doing things irrationally that they normally wouldn't. So it creates a lot of conflict and drama very easily. And it is an overused, cliche, lazy writing technique. That's what it is. The author is leaning on the convenience of this plot device and not thinking about how it doesn't make any fucking sense that all of these kids are always at parties, not thinking about the message it sends about drinking culture and how that's fucked up for children to be drinking every single weekend. Just not thinking about it because it's easy to write, and it achieves the goal of getting from point A to point B and getting certain characters to interact. So it's lazy, and it is real overuse in this book. Again, every YA novel, it feels like, has at least one party scene, and that's because it's easy to write, and it's a way to get all the characters together doing something interesting, or, you know, there's something happening. It's also easy to write because there's always something to do, right? You can't just have a scene where just two characters are talking. They have to be like doing something else and like having a drink in your hand and like watching some buffoon make a fool of himself from across the room. That's like something to do in between the dialogue when you're writing it on like a textual level. It is easy to write. It is a cop-out. It is overdone. I'm so tired of it. It's not realistic. I hated it. I hate it in every book, and I really hated it in this book because there are so many parties. It's too much. It's too much. It happens too often. It's bad. It's bad writing. I'll say it. And it's irresponsible writing. So that was fucked up. But I say that in every fucking video. Every fucking YA novel has excessive amounts of underage drinking for absolutely no plot related reason and no realism. It does not add realism to the story. It does the exact opposite. It takes you out of it every single time. Because just statistically, kids do not drink this much. But anyway, I hated that. I didn't hate everything about the book. I did like the chemistry between these two love interests. I did like, the drama of a secret relationship. That's kind of fun. I liked the cover of this book. The art's really cute and like nice and like stylized. So I like the cover. That's really kind of what got me into the book. Really, the cover drew me in. And it has lesbians. I'll read any book about lesbians. Literally any book about lesbians. Even if it's a YA I'm not the audience for. But I did like the chemistry. I liked the romance, even though by the end it's a little overdone. They're like saying, I love you. No. You're like 17 and you really have not figured your shit out. You don't even know what you want. There's a sort of, this is a spoiler, but it shouldn't be a spoiler. Alana loves to bake, and at the end of the book she's like, wait a minute, I could go to culinary school. And when she brings up that idea, her mom is like, oh my god, you could go to culinary school. I never thought of that. Even though the whole book is about her, finding her own journey and her own path and not just following what her best friend Gray is doing. Because Gray knows what school he's going to. He's going to be a lawyer, and everyone just assumes that she's going to go to the same school, including Gray. And obviously she should go to culinary school. That shouldn't be a spoiler that comes in at the end of the novel. But it does make sense thematically, because this character is so oblivious to herself and does not think about herself, that I do believe that she didn't even think that culinary school was an option until the very end of this book, when she's finally earned some self-respect. But the mom not even suggesting it was weird, but whatever. I thought this book was going to go a different direction. The relationship she has with her best friend Gray is really interesting. It goes from like interesting to not interesting. So they are like soulmates. They call each other soulmates. They are entwined. They are invested in each other, connected at the hip. They do everything together. They get each other. I at first thought this was going to go down like a throuple route where they are both dating Tal, and they're fine with that because they love each other so much, and they repeatedly tell each other that they love each other. And I believe that those two love each other. I didn't really believe that Alana loved Tal by the end of it, but I did believe that she loved Gray because they've known each other so long and are so invested in each other's lives. But I thought this was going to be like a throuple where they're both just dating Tal, and it's like a love triangle, but like consensually. That would have been interesting. That wasn't the story the book wanted to tell, but I kind of thought it would have been more interesting, just personally. But then I also thought they might go down the route of romance and sexuality not matching up. Like, I thought maybe Alana would be homosexual but bi-romantic, because she still does love Gray, and it's like platonic, but it's like more than platonic. It's more than just like a normal best friend. So I thought maybe they'd play on like there's still romantically connection, but there's just not the sexual connection. And so like the three-way like really works because Alana and Gray do love each other romantically still. Again, that didn't happen. I thought that would be interesting because you don't see a lot of characters who have differing romantic attraction and sexual attraction outside of like ace stories where someone's asexual but they are still bi-romantic or hetero romantic or whatever, you know. So I thought there was going to be some real niche representation with a homosexual bi-romantic character, but that didn't happen. That just wasn't what the book wanted to do. Again, that's not a flaw. That was just, I think I would have liked that more. I would have found that a bit more interesting. But I did find their relationship interesting because it was fucking weird. It sort of existed outside the boundaries of platonic friendship. And I do think that was pretty well written for the most part. Even though sometimes it does go back to like a cliche, like, oh, is he still in love with me? I know I dumped him because I'm a lesbian, but, you know, we dated for years and we do love each other platonically. Like, is he still just like some straight boy in love with me? And do I hate that? Am I mad at him for that? Or, you know, there clearly wasn't a romantic connection anymore. So like they are like fighting over Tal, sort of. So it's just like a classic love triangle, which is kind of cliched, but like there's nothing wrong with that. Um, I don't know. I thought maybe this would be a different book, but it wasn't. It was just kind of a YA that wasn't exactly for me. I didn't hate it. Again, the romance was kind of cute, but Alana was pretty juvenile, which makes sense because she's a child. So I can't knock the book for that. I didn't like love reading it. It was okay. I enjoyed parts of this for sure, but other parts I was like, girl, get your shit together. But yeah, mixed bag. Good for kids. Well, good for insecure teenagers who are questioning their sexuality or like just coming out, just dealing with the ramifications and the social change of coming out. That's a big part of this, and like finding community in the queer community. So it's good for like baby gays. But if you're a child reading it, do not drink this much. This is not normal. If you're reading this thinking, wait, am I supposed to go to parties every weekend? Is that something that I should be doing in high school? Am I like a loser with no friends who, are all my friends like babies because we don't go out drinking every weekend? No. This book's ridiculous. This is not realistic. You are the normal one. This book has so much alcohol for absolutely no reason whatsoever. And it is not addressed in any way whatsoever. I don't know what the fuck the author was thinking. I don't think she was thinking. I think that's the thing. I think it was an easy way to write these characters together. Although I don't know. I don't know why these children couldn't socialize without alcohol. That's not how being a teenager works. I assume at one point this author was a teenager, and I don't know why she forgets how teenagers interact. But maybe that's presumptuous. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe the author's a fucking robot. She's not a robot. That's stupid. That's a dumb fucking joke. I don't know. I don't know what this author was doing in her teen years. I don't know this author. I don't know anything about her. But this book was kind of weird. Kind of some mixed bag here. Not for me, but I could see it being for someone. So I gave it like 3 stars. But it's like 3.0. Not like a 3.5. Not a 3.25. It's like a 3.0 for me. Yeah. On to the next one. They can't all be winners. Can't all be perfect. But it was okay. And like some good messages. Some bad messages, but some good messages. Good intentions. And then just some neglected, unintended messages. Not for me.